Hello everyone, it's Felicity here from Zenyatta Tarot, the place for emotional healing and gain wisdom from tarot to navigate your life. This is June tarot reading for the sign of Virgo, and this card here describes the general energy I play for you in June. It feels like in June, you feel there's a sense of happiness, sense of contentment, and sense of satisfaction and success. And emotionally, at the beginning, you feel quite happy about yourself and about things that are happening to you. And it feels like in the communication area, the way you communicate with others, you might receive some news. You may also try to communicate with others about your ideas, about the solidness of your ideas. At the beginning, it's quite good, and but at the same time, you may worry about there's some kind of small conflict going on. And so, even though you try to be pleasant, even though you try to communicate in a very smooth and pleasant way, and it's not 100% free of the freedom of speech. So you may worry about bringing out some kind of conflict. And so when you are out socializing or when you are communicating with people around you, yes, at the beginning or on the surface, there may be some kind of solidness and some kind of the new beginning, and you are able to communicate quite happily, and communication going smooth and pleasant. But then you may not want others to know 100% what you are thinking, and maybe it can be the pretense of the happiness on the surface. Just because you do not want others to worry, you do not want others to worry about you, so you may pretend to be contented, to be happy, and suppress yourself and suppress the real feeling within yourself. And there's a sense of projection of success and projection of happiness. And so there may be some kind of protecting of the self as well, because you are protective of yourself. You do not communicate and bring out your emotions. You do not bring out your real emotions to others. So there's a limitation of the freedom of speech here. So on the surface, you may feel like you're communicating freely, but then because of your worry about bringing out a conflict, so you try to avoid communicating with others freely. So try to face the unpleasant things in life and bring it out to others, rather than being snapped at one point. And when it comes to the area of career, so here again, at the beginning, because people do not know your feelings, and because they are not really knowing that, they are not aware that your feelings has been hurt, or your ego and the sense of self has been hurt, and because they don't know about that, so finally, and also because you're not expressing your feelings, and you're not expressing certain things, and you're not bringing it out to others, to the colleagues around you, and so they are not sure, they don't know about your feelings, and suddenly at some point, and suddenly it's like a volcano breaking out, the anger that has been suppressed, and the complaints that has been suppressed under the surface, and suddenly it comes out, so it breaks. So the conflict suddenly break out, because it has been suppressed. The feelings, emotions, and the hurt feeling have been suppressed for a long time, and suddenly the angers and the conflicts break out, And so still, even though in this kind of argument and in this intense of conflicts, still you or the other person may not be able to face the emotions, and still the sense of self has been suppressed, and both of you still are not showing the true self and showing instead you show the angers. But then if you want to resolve these conflicts and issues and arguments, you have to try to express your own feelings and how do you feel about certain things, and why you feel it in a certain way. If you avoid the issues, the more you avoid, the more conflicts it will accumulate, the more misunderstandings will be accumulated, and it's not good for the relationship and for this partnership. Especially you go to see your colleagues or the people around you when you go to work every day. So try to talk it out to others before it's too late. And so it is, even though you have angers, even though there are conflicts, it feels like your facial expression are hidden, many of us may have this talents of wearing a mask to hide our own feelings, to you play so well that there's no real emotions being shown on the face. So people cannot read your emotions actually, maybe because it has been suppressed, and so your facial expression and has been covered by a mask. So even though in the conflicts, and still the mask and the angers have been suppressed. And so this month is time to take off the mask. It's time to really try to talk your feelings out to each other in order to resolve this kind of misunderstandings. A lot of times judgments or misunderstandings are the main cause of the conflicts or arguments. So it's time to put down your verbal attacks. It's time to put down the verbal weapons and to take off the mask and express emotions and feelings freely. And when it comes to the area of how you connect with others on the emotional level in a public setting, it feels like there may be some kind of isolations. People's feelings are separated and there's no real connections between people here in the surrounding and in the environment that you are in. And it feels like it's very difficult to build friendship. And the people are very sensitive. People are afraid of being hurt to the point that they no longer build connections with others. So each person is keeping the emotions within. Some are protective of their emotions, and some are quite open about themselves. And even though those who are open about themselves cannot find someone to connect to, and it feels like there's some kind of just minding your own business and not noticing each other's existence, that's all. And there may not be real connections. And also people may have some kind of worry, and there's some kind of lack, maybe the lack of security, the lack of emotional security that cause them to isolate themselves, because it takes courage to open up, to make an emotional connection with others. So try to be sensitive, try to understand others' protectiveness of themselves, and see it as it is. Sometimes it's not about yourself. Try not to be too personal. Sometimes it's not because of you that they do not want to make a connection with. is because of themselves protective of their own emotions and feelings. All right, so not to try to put it take it personally. When it comes to how you connect with others in the private setting, connecting with friends, families, or partnership or partners, it feels like there may be a female figure trying to challenge you or seduce you. There's some kind of elements of challenge and seduction. And it's also about surrendering to the higher power's plans. And you may feel like there are things that you cannot change. So you may feel like you are surrendered to something, to the higher intelligence. You surrender to the higher intelligence, and also there's some kind of fate. You feel like there's some kind of elements of fate as well. And on the surface, you cannot see what is working behind the scene. So you feel like there's no control. You are losing out of control. But then you cannot see that actually this surrendering can be the door opening up to the new things. There's some kind of newness, because in the past it feels like emotionally you may be closed, and you feel like there's some kind of blockage establishing the emotional connection, or you feel like you are trapped. On the surface, you feel like you're being trapped, and then there's no control of your life, of your feelings, or of your life plans. But then you do not see that higher power, higher intelligence, it's opening up new things for you to try. New opportunities is on your way. And so you have to really surrender. Also, there may be some kind of frozen up of the experience, looking at the past, and staying in the past, and time has been frozen for you. It feels like there's elements of the frozen time. So you may be indulging yourself into the past and repeating the past history, and repeating the past life story. You may retell your story again and again to others, and blaming God. There may be some kind of blaming as well, and put yourself in the victim mode. And so try to get out of this kind of emotional circle, and try to get yourself out of this victim mode, and not to repeat this kind of stories again and again. You have to understand that the higher power has been trying to opening up new opportunity for you, but you have to get yourself out of the old patterns and old energies first, before you can see the opportunity that is presented in front of you. So yes, the memories are good, but then it's time to move forward. And it feels like the arguments and conflicts has been put to the past. It's time to put an end to this argument or conflicts, and move forward. Move forward at the same time. Disarm your weapons. Disarm your mental weapons, your mental shielding. Maybe you are shielding yourself and protective of yourself. And even though you're moving forward, you protect yourself. And it's very difficult to communicate or to connect with others if you are very too protective of yourself. And so listen to the guidance and sent by you. And yes, even though you are facing some kind of challenges, or some kind of seductions, or if a female figure poses a challenge to you, and you feel like you are disrespectful, try to change the angle and try to see what to do. And it feels like this, if you come across this female figure, he may be quite assertive. He may know what she may be quite assertive. She may be quite you may feel like she's quite controlling, assertive, and headstrong, and at the same time she kind of believe in higher intelligence as well. And so I hope you enjoy this reading, and for personal reading, click the link in the description box below. See you next month. Bye.